Developing overnight, the Kremlin says President Trump and Vladimir Putin have agreed to meet here in the coming days. So late Wednesday, President Trump also teased a potential sit-down as soon as next week. The news comes after a top U.S. diplomat met with Putin on Wednesday, and U.S. officials say the Russian leader gave, quote, concrete examples for Moscow to come to a peace deal to end its war in Ukraine. That's where we find our Robert Sherman once again today. And Robert, you and I were on air just yesterday talking about Ukrainians kind of growing accustomed to getting their hopes up when it comes to these kind of peace talks. I'm curious what was discussed and what do Ukrainians make of all this high-level talk?
Yeah. I mean, the big takeaway here, Markie, is that there's still more work to be done on all of this. Nothing is signed, sealed, and delivered at this juncture. And it's an active scene here in Ukraine. Just a few minutes ago, there were actually alerts that went off in the northeastern portion of the country, sirens blaring where we are. So still plenty more work to be done on this front. But there is this belief that there is a window of opportunity here, with the president feeling confident there could be a sit down in the next few days following that meeting between Steve Witkoff and Russian President Vladimir Putin, with the Kremlin confirming that in premise there is an agreement to have a meeting between these two leaders, but no firm details announced yet as to the exact when and where. For Friday, that deadline is still in place, and the threat of economic sanctions are still on the table. We already saw the president moving the first piece by upping tariffs on India by 25%. This is what trade advisor Pete Navarro had to say on that.
So we send a lot of dollars overseas to India to buy their products in an unfair trade environment. India then uses American dollars to buy Russian oil. Russia then uses those American dollars that come from India to finance its armaments to kill Ukrainians. And then American taxpayers are then called upon to pay for the weapons that have to defend Ukraine against Russian armaments paid for by American dollars that came from India. That's got to stop. That math doesn't work.
Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky is saying that he believes that economic pressure is working because from where he sits, it looks as though that there's more interest from Russia to have some kind of a ceasefire deal. The point of emphasis here, Marnie, for Ukrainians on the ground here, there's no celebrating until this is signed, sealed, and delivered. So still more waiting here from the Ukrainian side.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.